Okay, and we are recording. So thanks for joining or watching this video here. This is the first video in a series of videos where I'm going to be walking through the solutions from the 2020 SANS Holiday Hack Challenge, also known as the CrinkleCon. And just some context behind this. So my name's Daniel. I've been working in cybersecurity for a few years now as a pen tester red teamer. And now I work with the startup that provides cybersecurity training products. So the reason I'm doing this video series is I feel like it'll be a nice added context over a simple write-up. While those are awesome and beneficial and great to learn from, they don't always describe the thought process behind solving a certain challenge. So I'm hoping these videos can provide that extra context and allow you to kind of see, I guess, how I would think about going about solving a challenge. So not every video is going to have an introduction like this. I'll try to just get into the solution immediately. But anyway, this is for the very first objective in the challenge. And as we go through these, do let me know if you have any questions or something I explained didn't make sense in the comments, and I'll be sure to follow up with that. So without further ado, let's hop over here. Okay, so first challenge takes place before you get on the gondola. We can see here if I click my badge and go to objectives, I've already completed it. I'm recording it after the fact just to, I guess, speed up the solving process and be able to explain stuff. But so for the first objective here, uncover Santa's gift list. We have it says a photo on the billboard, so up here, with a personal gift list. Gift list. So what gift is Santa planning on getting Josh Wright? Important detail for the holidays. And we can talk to Jingle Ringford, one of the elves, for advice. So we did. If you go and click on this elf here, I've already completed it, but the elf will give you hints, which then will show up in the hints section here. So we get 2 hints, one about a link to their tool. This opens Photopea, which is kind of like a Photoshop GIMP look-alike that's in the browser, which is pretty cool. And then we also have this hint here. Nope, this hint here. Let me try that again. This hint here, twirl area. Okay, so make sure you lasso the correct twirly area. Okay, so with these 2 hints, I'm assuming we're going to want to import this billboard image into Photopea. So if we exit here and we just try clicking on the billboard, we see we get the full resolution image, direct image there, so we can go ahead and save this. Already saved it, but save that to your local disk, and then in Photopea we can go to File, Open, and just open that up right in our browser. So originally when I was going through this, I spent some time looking through the photo. I didn't know if there were any hidden hints, and honestly maybe there are that I'm overlooking, but after not seeing anything that stood out too much, I kind of turned away from that. The big thing here is this twirly text. We've already gotten a couple hints and direction that we need to get Josh Wright's gift from this list. I'm not seeing a Josh Wright to start with, but my point being is I think this is the focus of the challenge, and so what I'm going to do now is just take the crop tool and just crop down to only that gift list, just so we can focus a bit more. And then you go up to view and fit the area, you'll zoom in on that. Okay, so yeah, not seeing a Josh Wright. We have a hint to use to lasso, and just from my prior Photoshop experience, I know that lasso references typically a type of selection tool, and it's actually right here. If you click and hold, you can see lasso select. So we will select that. We have this twirl, this circle here, And we basically need to unmanipulate it, bring it back to its current state so that we can see those other presumably names and corresponding gifts. So what I did originally and what I'll do now is just draw like a circle, follow kind of the swirl or the radius of the swirl. Doesn't have to be too perfect. And then we've got our selection. At this point, we're going to want to apply some sort of a filter to, again, unmanipulate or detwirl that. At first, I went to the blur menu and thought it could have been like a radial blur. That did not end up working out when I tried tweaking some of the settings. And then I got down to distort and I saw twirl. And so at that point, I was like, well, this has to be it. It was literally said twirl on the hint. So if you start playing with the angle, you'll notice that we can actually unfurl or untwirl some of this text to make it more readable. By doing that, we can see more names like Brian, Clay, I think. But most importantly, this looks like Josh Wright. Now, if we follow this along the less manipulated but still twirled area, we can see that this kind of leads to this text here, which it's a little bit hard to read, but I initially guessed that it was Proxmark, Proxmark. I, before doing this challenge, didn't know what Proxmark was, so I gave it a quick Google, came up with this. It is a RFID, as they describe it, Swiss Army tool. And given that this tool is security related, I figured this has got to be the solution. So I took Proxmark, went to my badge, went to objectives, and plugged in Proxmark under in the form field here, submitted it, and there you go. That's it. So pretty straightforward, easy challenge. Not really cybersecurity related, more like a puzzle, but a nice, easy challenge to get you started, to get the creativity flowing, get you thinking about stuff. So Photopea, cool tool that this is all just open and available for you through the browser. I think that's awesome. But yeah, so hopefully here in the near future we'll get on to some of the more technical challenges and see where that goes. So again, if there's anything that didn't make sense, feel free to leave a comment and I will try to respond to them. And thanks again for checking this video out.